So now we're going to go over the basics of rock climbing equipment, what you'll need to get started. The first piece of equipment you'll probably get is arguably the most important piece of equipment, the rock climbing shoe. This is considered a beginner shoe. Ultimately, when you're trying on shoes, you have to try multiple pairs to see which feels best for you. Different makes fit different foot types. But here's a beginner shoe, so it's a pretty flat shoe, and it has a really symmetrical toe box. This gives you all-day comfort and use to start out in gym climbing. Comparably to that, this is more of an aggressive performance shoe, has an asymmetrical toe last, and it's a little bit down curved, so again pushes the weight towards the toes, giving you more performance. Ideally not a beginner shoe. All right, and next we're going to talk about a harness, which is basically a chair that you carry with you as you climb up the wall, and this is what you sit in when you get lowered down back to the ground. Just want to point out the differences between a men and women's specific harness. Women's harnesses usually have a narrower waistband, thicker leg loops, and then the rise, which is the distance from the weight belt to the legs, is usually longer. So there's basically two different types of buckle systems, a manual double back, and I'll show you later an auto double back. So first we'll go over the manual double back. All you have to do is take your belt, thread it through the front part of the buckle, and then you're going to go through the back part. So what this is going to do, this is going to effectively lock the size in place, but it doesn't close the harness. So if you look at the buckle system, there's kind of like a metal O for open, meaning you can see all four sides of the buckle. To lock the harness, you're going to do a technique called double backing. You take your belt, you go right over top, and you go back through the front and pull it tight. And now you can only see 1, 2, 3 sides of the buckle, effectively making kind of like a C shape for closed. The second type of buckle is an auto double back. So basically it's these two shifting plates which effectively lock the harness. After you slip it on, all you have to do is simply just pull it tight to the appropriate size, and then you're good to go. To release the buckle, just grab with your finger and pull it loose. The next piece of equipment you'll probably want to acquire is a locking carabiner. Basically, this is a quick connection point for your belay device when you're holding the rope for somebody. There's two basic types, a screw gate and an auto lock. The screw gate, you simply rotate till it shuts, and the only way you should ever check a carabiner is actually physically try to open it. That tells you that it's locked. Rotate it the other direction to open. An auto locking belay device, the way you open this is just simply rotate and then push open. To lock, just simply let go. Should rotate back in place, but you should still check it by physically squeezing the gate. The last piece of equipment you'll want to get is a belay device. There's two types of common belay devices, a manual belay device and then an auto locking belay device. And we'll go over these a little bit more in depth when we go over the belaying a climber.